Thank you very much for joining me. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields. I want to get right to this because this has been raising some eyebrows, a lot of questions about all the recent earthquakes and some substantial ones across the Caribbean the last few days. We had that one by Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela and Grenada last week, and now we had this one, a pretty substantial one, 6.6 in magnitude to the northeast of the Caribbean. That was yesterday, and then following that, there was a 4.2 magnitude. And then last night, there was actually one that was about 4.4 to 4.6 to the north of that. And that raises the question, were those just aftershocks? Are there going to be more? Is this a clustering of storms? So what I did with that clustering of storms, clustering of earthquakes, what I did was break that down. I did my best to go through your questions about the tsunami threat, why that one was so long. If you felt it over toward the Virgin Islands, for example, it lasted a long time. So I'm doing my best to answer all of those questions. I've got that on EarthQC. So on that YouTube site, kind of a sub-channel to cover that in depth. I'm going over the Caribbean plate and why there could be more earthquakes. So I've got you covered there. Search EarthQC. I'll put a link to that in the comment section, trying to go over your questions about that if there'll be more earthquakes. So I want you to know I'm watching this carefully and I got you covered, trying to get to all of your comments throughout the day. It is a busy time between earthquakes now and what's going on in the tropics. Now in the tropics, speaking of which, we've got this leading tropical wave that is working into the Caribbean, Dominica, Guadeloupe, Martinique. We had some rain and storms overnight and this morning. In this spot to the east of Bermuda, you see that there? That's the spot that is actually trying to develop. It's kind of away from some of the Saharan dust. So the National Hurricane Center as well has been painting in that orange shading where we have that chance of development out of that. It'll be a brief window of development the next couple days because even if it becomes a tropical storm, there's some cooler wet water that it's eventually going to go into as it gets a little bit closer to the Azores. So let me show you that, and then I'm going to get into this. So I'm going to zoom down in just a second to break that down for you in the next tropical wave moving in. But showing you here in Bermuda, again, this is all to the east of Bermuda. Even if this develops, it is not coming to Bermuda. But you can see as we go throughout the week, this is by the time we get into Thursday, between Bermuda and the Azores, that's when it could spin up. So a brief period of time tomorrow and Thursday for this to develop into a tropical storm or subtropical storm. But as it gets a little bit closer to the Azores, the water is very cool. So whether or not it develops, we'll see, but either way, whatever it is, will start to weaken by the time we get into Friday and Saturday once again. Now, the next name on the list is Don. So if that does get a name, Don is the next name, then Emily, Franklin, and Gert after that. And still long-range models, if you've been following me, I do believe we're going to see those strong tropical waves moving off and developing later this month. So we've got a lot to cover out there. Now, let me bring you back home over toward the Gulf and the Caribbean and what we have again, some heavy rain parts of Nicaragua, near Costa Rica, Panama, flare up Colombia and parts of Venezuela. But you see this action moving in. This is actually kind of ahead of a tropical wave, so a little ahead of schedule. I was thinking most of this rain was going to hold off until later today, but some of it snuck in overnight and this morning. So I've been keeping it going back and forth with you in the comments to try to keep you up to date on that. So we've got some rain. So I want to get to that rain outlook in a second, plus the dust. Again, we've had the dust in Jamaica as far west as Belize. Now let me get to the dust outlook and then back to the rain. So here's the forecast. Here's the Caribbean. This kind of shading you're seeing here in the tan or orange, that's the dust. And tomorrow, this is by tomorrow or Wednesday, it is actually going to get thicker. So we're going to get more dust in Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Jamaica, and Cuba. A little break in the Eastern Caribbean. That's because our tropical wave is moving in. But let me take you in time. Here's the Eastern Caribbean. I'll leave my finger there because I know this is a big map. We've got Africa on it. We're all the way up to Canada there. So as we get into Thursday, into Friday, we're going to see the dust here in the open waters of the Atlantic. That starts to move in. So by the time we get into Thursday and Friday, we're going to see another resurgence of dust moving into the Eastern Caribbean. And then look at that dust still. Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, Belize, parts of Mexico, Honduras, Florida. We're going to see more dust by the time we get into Friday, and parts of the Bahamas, especially northern and central Bahamas. So again, tracking the tropics, tracking earthquakes, tracking the dust. We need it to get a little quieter out there in as we go out in time. But let's get a look at what we got going on today. Now, this is 5 o'clock today. Costa Rica, Panama, the rain. There's the tropical wave moving in. So still as the day goes on, we're going to be seeing more of the rain feeding in. So Barbados, St. Lucia, back through Dominica, Martinique, Guadeloupe, still a good chance of some rain. Trinidad and Tobago, scattered showers. This is tomorrow. Now, the tropical wave will move in, but it runs into some of the dust and it weakens. But Suriname, Guyana, Trinidad, St. Vincent of the Grenadines, Grenada, up through Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, British Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands, watching St. Croix, St. Thomas, we'll see the chance of rain around for tomorrow. All right, let's get you out in time and stop the clock here on Thursday. By Thursday, parts of Central America is seeing some rain. As we work into the Eastern Caribbean, still watching some moisture around. It's generally unsettled. Even in between tropical waves, it's kind of unsettled, but a little uptick in some of the rain. Haiti and the Dominican Republic will see some scattered showers, and then hopefully by the end of the week, on Friday, a slightly better chance of some scattered showers for parts of Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, and Cuba. So trying my best to keep everyone covered, and I'll get to some individual forecasts in just a second. Actually, that just popped down. Let me pop this back up. Give me 1 second here as my weather data just went away. All right, let me get back on full screen here to give you the very latest. Now, this gives us a feel for two-day rain totals, and you can see here St. Lucia, Barbados, St. Vincent of the Grenadines, Grenada, a lot of blue on the map. So as this tropical wave moves in, 25 millimeters to about an inch of rain. Some spots could see a little bit more, and we had more last night and this morning in Dominica. Eastern Pacific, there is that blob. The Eastern Pacific struggling to develop. Again, as these try to develop, they run into cooler water. There's a lot of wind shear out there. So it's kind of active, but these things have not really developed much. In either way, even though this may briefly develop, again, it's going to stay away. And as it marches its way into the open waters of the Pacific, it should be weakening with some of that cooler weather. I'll keep an eye on that. All right, let me get back to some individual forecasts now. Grenada, again, that chance of rain elevated today and tomorrow with that tropical wave that is moving in, a 50 to 60% chance of rain. Scattered showers, just keeping them in the forecast as we get through Trinidad and Tobago. We're going to see some areas of rain. Some of us, you may have a dry day, and then the next day you may be a little bit wetter, but staying active with these tropical waves by Trinidad. St. Vincent of the Grenadines, same thing, about a 50% chance of rain today, tomorrow, and Thursday with our tropical waves sliding in. But as we get back through St. Lucia, and again, this is already panned out, a 70% chance of rain. We've already had some rain in spots. We'll see a better chance later in the day in St. Lucia, and again in Barbados, a 70% chance of rain today and a 50% chance for tomorrow. Dominica, we've had some rain already, 70% chance today, 50% chance tomorrow. It'll go down by the time we get into Friday. Guadeloupe and Martinique, rain chance 70% today. So again, the highest chance today, but still behind the tropical wave. Scattered showers, Guadeloupe and Martinique tomorrow. We'll see that chance of some rain. St. Kitts and Nevis over toward Montserrat, about a 40 to 50% chance today and tomorrow. A little bit drier by the end of the week. St. Martin, Saba, Statia, even through St. Bart's, about a 50% chance of rain for today. Antigua and Barbuda, rain chance about 40% for the next 2 days. And as we get back toward Anguilla, a 30% chance today and tomorrow. More of the passing variety. Again, either more moisture is down to the south or back to the west. The Virgin Islands, it is going to pick up some. U.S. Virgin Islands, British Virgin Islands, a better chance of getting some rain tomorrow. At least we've had some around. Some of us have finally been greening up in spots. In Puerto Rico, the rain chance bumps up to 60% tomorrow, and that includes some thunderstorms. And by the way, I should point out, some of this action will be at night as well. This time of year, it's not just daytime heating. Again, we see these tropical waves keeping us active as well at night. And you see tomorrow, the rain chance up to 60% in the Dominican Republic. Wednesday and Thursday, a 50% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms back through Haiti. Jamaica, a little uptick. We need to get some rain. A lot of dust around. 40% chance of rain by the time we get into Thursday. And then the Cayman Islands, isolated, 30% chance today, tomorrow, and Thursday. Working our way back through Belize, not as wet as a few days ago. 30-40% chance of rain and storms the next few days. And we work our way to Curacao. Again, rain chance limited. Everything's kind of been going around us. Curacao, Bonaire, and Aruba. 30% chance of rain today, 20% chance tomorrow. Same thing as we work our way into Aruba, even on Thursday. Rain chance holding at 20%. And let's get another stop in the Bahamas. Passing showers possible, 30% chance. And then we swing down through Guyana and Suriname. Rain chance 50 to 60% chance favoring our northern zones as we head through the end of the week. So again, brief Atlantic development is possible that will stay in the open water. I like to point out the good news that'll stay in the open water, but again, a stronger tropical wave and a few of them will roll off the coast of Africa over the next few days in through the end of the month. So I'll be watching that. And again, several earthquakes, way too many the last several days. I'm tracking that for you, what it means across the Caribbean, looking at the North American plate and the Caribbean plate. I've got you covered over on Earth QC. So thank you for joining me. I'll see you over on Earth QC. Have a good rest of your day.